And we're out. See you.
Well,
Thanks,
no,
you guys.
because
See ya.
I hit the go live button, but it's setting up on YouTube, so you'll know when you're live.
Okay, it says this meeting is live stream.
It just said that. I just clicked OK.
And we're out.
All right, hello again. This is Brian Copeland talking. Welcome to another edition of Copeland's Corner. This is episode number 261, and we are doing something different today for the very first time. We are actually, if all is going well, we're doing this live. We're live streaming this right now over our YouTube channel. And I'll tell you why in just a second. But first, let me introduce my distinguished panel of comics. Robert Mack is here with us today. Blaine Capatch and Guy O'Beelam is back. Good to have you guys. Thanks for doing it.
You're welcome. Thanks for
Always
having
a
us.
pleasure.
Thanks, Brian.
All right. The reason why I wanted to live stream today is because ICE is in Oakland. I'm right next door to Oakland is where it is that I live. And it's the first time, other than when they were threatening to do this in San Francisco, that we have seen them here, certainly here in the East Bay. And I'm going to read you, if I can find it. I got so many things, so many balls in the air all going at the same time right now. The Oakland Unified School District, if you are in or near Oakland, here is what it is that they sent out to their families. Dear families, we are writing to confirm the presence of ICE, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, in West Oakland. Last seen near the intersection of 31st Street and Market Street. And this is a couple hours old, so we're trying to get more information out what their movements are. And then they say, in bold, your child is safe in school. Hoover Elementary and Harriet Tubman are on secure school protocol because of their proximity to the ICE activity in the community. Should any other schools be affected, we will notify those families and staff directly. In community, Oakland Unified School District. So they have done this in other places. What they do is they go and they sit and they wait for parents to come and pick up their kids. And if there is a parent who looks like who's got a tan, basically, I'm not even gonna say they're questioning, because it's like they zip tie and first and ask questions later. And there's early dismissal today, by the way, too. So these kids are getting out probably right about now. So just a couple of things. Robert, I know that you are in Baltimore. I mean, it's just, there's like this feeling of dread that came over me, and that is, just talking to people and texting people, emailing people online, the fact that they are here. It's like there's this cloud. Were you in you're, how far from DC are you?
I'm half a mile from DC. I'm not in Baltimore. Baltimore is farther up the road, but I am
Okay.
in a suburb of DC, and I go to DC quite a bit to catch a plane or whatever. And I've seen guys with guns hanging out at airports and hanging out at the metro station. And here in Maryland, we had some ICE approach a school, and I think a bunch of parents came out and were able to repel them. But it is certainly affecting people, and there are neighborhoods where there might be a big Latino celebration, and all of a sudden those have been really quiet the last couple of months.
I'm going to ask you guys just for thoughts. I mean, to pick up, and they're not going to just pick up the parents; they'll pick up the kids too. When they decide to descend on a place, it's like a reign of terror. I mean, I feel like I'm living in Nazi Germany.
Do you think that them going to Oakland, of all places, is the best idea?
We can only hope.
I mean, like, if you're trying to declare an insurrection or whatever, then institute martial law. Maybe they're playing 4D checkers or whatever, but it seems like they would want to stay away from Oakland.
Well, see, here's the thing, though. They've got, that they've been saying forever. When I say they, I mean that.
It was like, oh, Chicago is too tough for us. We got to leave. I know. Let's go to Oakland.
Yeah, Hammer lives there. He'll be cool.
And the baggy pants, he'll trip over himself.
Yeah.
But that's been a lot of the speculation, is that they're trying to provoke something. And if they can provoke something, then then Trump can institute martial law.
Yeah,
If people fight back. So so what do you, I guess I'm going to ask the question, what do you think that people should do? I mean, should people, right now take to the streets and protest this? Should they, form a human ring around the school? I mean,
Yes.
what do they do? I mean, because if I'm a parent and I'm undocumented, or even if I am a citizen, it doesn't matter. The Supreme Court has said, Kavanaugh wrote an opinion that if it's common sense that somebody might be here illegally, it makes sense to just go ahead and stop them. If it's common sense, meaning, because he talked about if you see on a construction site or in front of Home Depot, if it's common. So basically saying Latino, that's what it is that he's saying. So,
Yeah.
I mean, so what do you think that people should do, or should they do anything?
If they have a legally ownership of a gun, they should bring that with them, and a copy of the Constitution with the Second Amendment circled, saying I have every right to bring this,
And their passport.
and their passport, right?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Bring a
Yeah.
gun.
Bring your
gasoline
passport to the
a
protest for
bonfire.
sure.
I'm sorry,
Listen,
Dan?
I said I bring my passport to protest now. That's just how it goes. I don't want any problems. Yeah, no, like you said, protest. No King's Day should be on a weekday, and it should be for like 3 days. It should be Monday through Wednesday, and everybody should just take work off. We need some more general strikes in this country. We need more common sense. We need Blaine's cat to pitch in with some ideas. Hey, Blaine's cat, how do you really feel about it?
My laptop.
That's what I thought.
Well, listen. I joined ICE last month for the 50 grand, and I'm really upset that you guys are putting words in our mouth, because I really needed the money.
Here's the really sick thing,
Because I can do a push-up.
Yeah.
Have you seen the videos of Dean Cain training?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like 54 or something, 50, and it's out of shape, and
More like he's from Crapton, am I right, you
Thank
guys?
you.
All right. Sorry, my cat just wrote that one. I think, you said earlier on that this was like Nazi Germany, and I think that the one advantage that we have at this point in time is Nazi Germany didn't have social media where you could warn people and let everybody know that ICE is going to be in a neighborhood, and you get people out there with whistles and human chains and everything. It makes a big difference to, they don't have the element of surprise anymore, which I think.
Which is one of the reasons Elon bought Twitter, is
Yeah.
to cut down on all that organizing and all that international fellowship and spreading the word and getting the news out. But
Elon's the guy that gave the 2 Nazi salutes at the inauguration, right? I want to make sure I'm spelling that right.
Well,
Yeah.
they said afterwards
cool.
that they weren't Nazi salutes.
Yeah.
They were
Uh-huh.
Roman-
That he had
Roman
an itch under his
they
armpit.
were Nazi
That's what's going on.
trial balloons.
Yeah, and Cybertrucks are
He just wants to
diesel.
see if it would float.
I mean, it's just, as I said, there's just this gloom, this feeling of gloom, and I have a friend who is not Latino and does not look Latino, and she's got kids in school, not one of those 2 schools, but a school that's 8 or 9 minutes from where their position is, and she's afraid to go pick them up. She's going, what do I do? I don't want to leave them there.
Her kids look
obviously.
Latino?
No, they don't. But I mean, still, you've got armed guys around, stormtroopers around the school, and you don't want to leave your kids there. But what happens if you go to try to pick them up, and then you're worried about what if there are a bunch of protesters out there, so I can't get to the school to get my kids. So she said, I'm afraid to go pick them up. And if she were Latino or undocumented, I mean, what the hell if you're going to do? If you were Latino and you had a kid in one of those schools, documented or not, what would you do? If you were, especially undocumented, would you go pick them up?
I would send my white citizen homie to go get them.
Yeah, but the thing is, they still may look like they are Latinos, and that is enough. The Supreme Court says, drunk ass Kavanaugh says that that's enough to harass and detain. No brilliant ideas, none of you.
No,
If we had brilliant ideas, we'd probably be out there doing it right now, Brian. It's a tough situation.
I mean, they want people to be scared. So one thing would be try to act not scared. Get a bunch of families to come out there and take down the license plates. That's what happened here. Is the some librarians came out and they took pictures of license plates
Mhm.
and kind of stood strong. But I don't know if you could do that day after day after day, school after school after school. I do like to agree with Blaine's comment that yeah, we can also use social media to react to these things
Mhm.
in a legal, peaceful way and try to just gum up what they're doing. But a quick question, slightly off topic.
Yeah.
A bunch of ICE agents got arrested in a sex trafficking thing.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw that.
I
For
missed that.
16-year-olds.
What's the story?
Yeah.
I missed that. I didn't see that.
Well, it's fat ice dudes are pedophiles. It's real breaking news, Brian.
Allegedly.
Well, they don't belong in ICE, then they belong in the administration.
Well, the one
Yeah.
guy got arrested and he said, "It's okay, guys, I'm ice."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they threw him in prison anyway because, because
Yeah.
cops.
It's okay. I'm trying to pay for sex with a 16-year-old girl because, well, I'm ICE. We're allowed to do that.
What do you think of Megan
What's
Kelly?
the
by the way?
bounty for that?
What do you think about Megan Kelly's Jeffrey Epstein?
Megan R. Kelly?
excuse?
Yeah.
That's great. That's
Oh.
great.
That was great. That's better than the genie joke.
That's great.
The weird pretzel-like contortions to justify everything they do is they work backwards from whatever their problem is, and it's very, very obvious to everybody what they're doing, and it's kind of gross.
It's obvious to us, but it's not obvious to their base.
Yeah, well, they talk about their base too, and their base is maybe 2.5 people out of every 10. And
right.
living in fear of 2.5 out of every 10 is getting tiresome.
Yeah, it is.
But the thing is, like, if there's 7.5 of you and 2.5 of them, and you got to fight them,
But
maybe they can
get all
fight. Now there's 5.5 of you. I mean, there's none of them, but there's 5.5 of you. But which 2.5 people out of your 7.5 are you trying to
Well, you got to
sacrifice
keep
to
it.
this cause?
You got to keep in mind too that you're absolutely right. I mean, that 2.5, they have their hands on all of the levers of government. All three branches of government who are bowing to the will of a tyrant, bowing to the will of one person, and they've got the military. In fact, I read this morning, among things I was looking at, that Hegseth suspended somebody in a high-ranking officer in, I think it was the Army or Marine Corps, who told his troops that they should not follow unlawful orders. That if they get an unlawful order, they shouldn't follow it because they will be held accountable at some point for doing that.
Yeah.
I was just
That's what you're supposed to do.
Okay, but he got fired for it. He was suspended by Hegseth for saying that.
Yeah, of course. Hegseth, this is the guy who comes up with the what do you call them? Like war plans called, Big Black Hammer.
or sometimes a cigar is just a cigar.
Yeah.
I saw that I saw that on Nextdoor. He accidentally posted it on in Bethesda, Maryland here.
Yeah, he was doing some squat thrusts in my ring cam the other day.
Yeah. He's got Chuck Tingle writing all his operation guides.
Well, I don't know. It seems sometimes that they are just sort of operating in the hopes that at the end of all this, I'm just going to get pardoned. And
that is the danger. That is absolutely the danger. But here's the thing: it's if they are arrested or are charged federally, that's the only way they can be pardoned. There are a bunch of people that Trump pardoned that it's like a big deal. The states are the ones who are prosecuting. He has no jurisdiction over the states. The governor would have to issue the pardon. And then again, if it's a red state, chances are that the governor is going to bow to the will of Trump. But that's basically it. What he said when he pardoned, we let all the, he's tough on crime, but lets all those insurrectionists out.
And they're just out reoffending too, doing worse things than they did before.
Yes. Several of them have.
Well, also, a pardon, it doesn't erase your guilt. You've been convicted. No. It erases your sentence. So it's not like, I obviously now I'm not guilty because I was pardoned. And they're operating with this, Jesus has forgiven me rule that doesn't work.
It's all fakakta.
I want to
No
mention
F-bombs.
That's Yiddish. It's Yiddish.
Focaccia? What?
Yeah, it's all focaccia. It's kind of flaky on the outside, squishy on the inside.
They've spotted
little oily.
ice outside of Panera Bread, you guys.
Oh, no.
I want to mention, by the way,
Did you see the thing about
hang on one
sorry,
second,
sorry,
guys. To those who
go
are
ahead.
watching us on the live stream, if you want to participate, I said we're going to try to make this as close to talk radio as we can. If you want to participate, if there's even anybody watching, we just decided like 15 minutes ago. We've never done this. Let's try it, see if it works. You can email. Just send an email to Brian Copeland Show at Gmail. Brian Copeland Show at Gmail. If you want to chime in, you got anything you want to say, I'm right here on my iPhone here in the Fortress of Solitude, and I will keep an eye on it and see if anybody. Okay, there we go.
Also check out my OnlyFans. I'm going to be helicoptering my junk later.
Nice.
Very
Nice.
good.
I have one for Mexican desserts. It's an OnlyFlans.
Oh, Gallo.
Thank you.
Really?
Thank you. I just
Really?
wrote that.
I got people.
I'm going to
who watch,
email
like,
you some
really?
icy hot for that stretch.
All right. So
Did
yesterday.
you? Oh,
Let me go ahead. So yesterday, Congress, for the House, and it flew through the Senate, to release the Epstein files. The bill finally to release the Epstein files. Now Trump is going to have to sign it. He expected it to get held up in the Senate, is what the word is, and he is going to sign it. Well, I don't know. He's going to have to sign it, but
427 to 1. He's going to have
Yeah.
to sign it.
But regardless of what it
veto
is
proof.
that he said that he says, or even if he does sign it, my question to you all is, do you think that we're ever going to see them or ever see them unredacted?
No, it's a setup, because what's going to happen is Pam Bondi reopened the investigation, right? So now everybody's like, yeah, release the files. And then Pam will be like, well, we can't, because we're in an active investigation. We can't release the files. I'm sorry, we want to, but it's an active investigation, blah, 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 yada, yada. We're going to drag our feet for another 3.5 years until he's out. And then by that point, he'll probably be close to death and it won't matter.
Oh, he already is, apparently.
Yeah.
We can only hope.
What it is that we hear.
Fingers crossed.
Brian, you look like you had something to say.
Oh, me? No, I was
Okay.
I was just thinking about a stroke on a toilet.
Elvis style.
Yeah. Oh no, not that kind of stroke.
There are lots of people who died on the toilet, famous people. Yeah, Judy Garland died on the toilet.
Did she?
Did she really?
Yeah, she sure did.
Oh, you
Who
learn
else?
something new every day.
Who else?
Elvis.
That'd be an embarrassing death.
Dick Shawn died on the toilet. The stage of the improv. We'll be
No.
right back, you guys.
No, he died in San Francisco, didn't he?
I think he did. Yeah,
He
I was
died on
just I was
stage-
just trying to make a bad joke about Dick
Oh.
Shawn dying.
What's the old Dave Feldman bit about the similarities between Elvis and JFK? He was like, Elvis died on the toilet, JFK died in Dallas. I have to draw you a picture. I'm spelling it out.
classic David Feldman?
Oh my God! Well, there are lots of performers who have died on stage. Who have actually,
Yeah,
the audience
sure.
always thinks it's a joke.
Sure.
Dick Shawn died on stage.
That's
the one I
right.
love is Joe. My
right.
favorite show business story that shows you how messed up show business is that the Joe E. Ross story. Remember Joe E. Ross, Car 54?
Ooh,
Bill Col-
ooh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so he was living in some like retirement community or something in L.A. Like I think it was like 82, and the owner, the manager, whoever it was that was in charge, asked him to do a set to entertain the other people who were living there in this little retirement community. He's supposed to do a half hour for $300. So he goes up,
Who
he
booked
does
it?
his act. Who books that? And he goes up.
Triple gig.
He gets 15 minutes into his set, has a heart attack, and drops dead. And the story is that the community only gave his widow $150 because he only did half of his show. That's my favorite show business story of how
I believe
messed
that.
up, how completely and totally messed up show
He
business.
died
is.
before he had to bring on Leno
Was that
too.
was that
Leno
a
had
Bob
trouble
Moore
'cause-
gig?
Little inside baseball. So going back to the question, do you think we're ever going to see anything? Because Epstein's brother, every time I hear that, I think of Welcome Back, Kotter and Epstein's mother. Yeah. Epstein's brother has said that there are 1,000 or something FBI agents right now who are scrubbing Republican names out of those files. He even said where they were. He even gave the city and the state where they were doing it. So, do you think we'll ever see anything that is unredacted? I don't think we will.
No,
Not
never.
now.
No.
I think they're gonna, as you said, they're gonna erase all the names of their team and leave the other ones high and dry, and no one should be surprised about that. The link works, by the way, and we have viewers watching.
We do.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Nice.
Check out my
well,
OnlyFans.
If you're watching, be sure to shoot me an email, Brian Copeland Show at Gmail. All right, let me get to the way we do this now is I have questions that I send each of you individually to kind of start us off, and then we will go from there. I'll ask you a question, you answer it, and we'll open it up. So I want to start with Blaine.
Oh.
Okay, I thought you could have a little fun with this.
Potent potables for 500, Alex.
Tell me about the helicopter.
Story in the New York Times.
Beowulf.
Story of the New York Times. It's like herding cats having comments on it. If you didn't realize it.
They're all over my desk.
I'm herding cats. Yeah, literally, I'm herding cats today. Okay, New York Times this morning. Robert Jr.'s "Make America Healthy Again" campaign. MAHA. Is that what it is? We call it MAHA or MAHA?
MAHA.
Has inspired a movement of conservatives and people with ties to the Catholic Church to forego birth control and instead practice what they call natural family planning. It's things like telling a woman how she can tell if she's fertile. Quote, they can test their urine for a particular hormone or take their temperature each morning as soon as they woke up. The most diligent among them might consider their cervical mucus, advising them to, quote, lift it up between your pointer and your thumb.
Yeah, like this. This is a cervical mucus test.
If it's clear and slippery, that's a sign of fertility. So your thoughts on someone who was raised during the Vatican roulette.
Your thoughts on vaginal mucus.
Yes.
Well, you know what they say, Brian. 1 in the pink, 2 in the maternity ward. I think also it's really cool that they're giving us advice from the 1880s. Well, what you do is you taste the urine, and if it tastes like baby food, you're pregnant.
I went to as I said during the Catholic school during the Vatican roulette days, after the pill came out, and there were so many people practicing it, and there were families with 9 and 10 kids, that I went to school with. It's like, gee, how did that happen? 9 and 10 kids, no twins. And a lot of them born the same year, like one
Irish twins.
Irish
twins. So, Robert, your thoughts? Do you think it's that these people are going to be unpleasantly surprised?
Yeah. Also, I went to Catholic school too, and there were a lot of large families, a lot of large Italian families, large Irish families. But yeah, Blaine nailed it. We're going backwards in time. If we're going to go back to the 1880s, I mean, we need to turn around and go forward, and I don't know, let people decide for themselves rather than trying to dictate.
Well, but they are. That's the whole thing. They are. Just like people decided for themselves to take horse dewormer, ivermectin, rather than take the COVID. How do we become anti-medicine?
I meant women should be allowed to take care of themselves, and we've done it many times.
It's so
backwards.
It's just one of those larger things, right? Capitalism needs a lot of people because they need an underclass, right? They need poor people to be in wage slavery and not think very, very hard and always be in debt and always be under stress, so they don't have time to make things better, right? So you want people to have a lot of kids, especially if they're poor. Then you can look down on them and you can treat them badly, and everybody's got to hustle and no one can start a revolution, right? Also, what do they call people who use what was it? They used to call that the rhythm method, right? What do they call people who use the rhythm method of birth control? You call them parents.
How did it
and
work?
It's going to be fun when you're a Catholic, a poor Catholic in Arkansas, and the rhythm method doesn't work, and you're pregnant, but now you can't abort it.
And
right? Or afford it.
You wouldn't anyway. You wouldn't anyway, probably, if you're Catholic. But you have got to deal with
that's what they say.
Maybe you're not capable, financially, or in situation.
Yeah.
They
end up leaving it at the firehouse
to deal with.
Honey, let's go down to the state fair and ride the Himalayan.
or Blaine's helicopter, I heard, is pretty popular.
Check it out. Live junk helicopter. Yeah, spinning them out.
Okay, let's see. Ngaio, you're up. Okay.
That's me.
Nicki Minaj. has gone MAGA. They had Nicki Minaj speaking at the UN.
Yeah.
That's all our time, everybody. Thanks for listening.
We're not going to follow
Ambassador
this.
Minaj.
Nicki Minaj speaking at the UN in support of the Trump administration's United States mission to the UN about the persecution of Christians in
Ja
Nigeria.
Rule is also giving a speech for the Pulitzer Prize Committee. And then I think Machine Gun Kelly is speaking at the Nobel Awards next week.
She said that no one. Wait, let me finish. She said that,
I'm sorry.
She said that no one should be persecuted for their religion, and she said that in support of the administration. And now nobody should be persecuted because of their religion, and she's fronting for an administration that has actively tried to keep Muslims from entering the country. And it's so incredibly hypocritical. But just I thought you might have some thoughts on that.
Well, I don't know if you know about her husband, convicted pedophile.
Are you serious?
So why would I lie? Why would I lie about that?
A Twa is a pedophile?
Yeah, no, her husband has
Mr.
been
Atwa.
convicted. He's on some lists. He's got to tell people when he moves into a new neighborhood.
Wow.
He's not really allowed to leave the house or go on tour. So this is, he's like, I need somebody to speak on my behalf at the UN who's kind of famous. Nicki Minaj, you know where I'm coming from. We have things in common. Please help me out.
That's so random.
Yeah. Well, that's why she got picked. That's why she got picked. They're looking down the list of people who maybe need a pardon, right? Or a commutation, right? Or they're sitting so they can leave the house and go on tour with their wife. It's so dumb. Lil Wayne was also on President Trump's side for a while because he needed a pardon to get out of prison.
Well, remember they sent Dennis Rodman. They sent Dennis Rodman. What was it? North Korea.
North Korea.
Yeah.
Friends with Kim Jong-un.
He's a big fan. Very, very big.
The
fan.
best diplomat. He's a good diplomat, and he's maybe the best defender of the '90s. Dennis Rodman.
You know what the weird part about this
he can deal with international treaties and shut down Shaq in the playoffs. These are the important things. These are the things we need. He's versatile.
The really weird, bizarre thing is that the administration official, whose name I don't know, who introduced her at the UN, did so. He had tears in his eyes, about having a celebrity of this stature, who,
What, 5'2"?
Yeah.
He was speaking those words, but he was crying for a completely different reason. He probably got his kids in the back. We got your kids in an underground bunker. You better introduce this woman right and don't say any bullshit. We're gonna have any problems. Just smile and keep talking. Smile through the tears. Smile through the tears. So yeah,
gentlemen, anything?
Yeah.
Any
What's
thoughts
next? Is Humpty Hump gonna speak for the atomic energy? Okay, I'm sorry. I just don't.
Well, nobody has to be qualified in this administration. Look at him. For God's sake, Hegseth was a weekend host on Fox who said something nice about Trump. And that's, you want to run the military? My favorite thing about Hegseth was when all the controversy about him being confirmed was he said, if I'm confirmed, because he has a little problem with alcohol. And
It's called alcoholism.
Yeah. That's it. I think that's what it's called. And he promised that if he was confirmed, he'd quit drinking.
Oh,
Did you hear that?
And I'm pretty sure he hadn't.
Well, he got confirmed. I think he's probably a man of his word.
Yeah. I say that all the time too. If you hire me for this job, I'll stop smoking weed.
Yeah. On the 12th, I've never.
I'll just take edibles. I don't have to smoke it. See, there's a loophole. It's like dealing with the Fae.
Let's see here. Okay. Let's see. Where's the next one I got here? Oh, okay.
Robert Mack.
This is for Robert. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't know if you've been watching her. Like everybody has been. She's at war with Trump. Trump has kicked her out of MAGA.
I've stopped watching the news. It's the worst show on the TV, right? Who comes up with this stuff?
Well, you can't trust CBS.
Can't-
I mean, that's
can't trust
flat out
anyone.
it. But you
Very
really
wise.
can't trust CBS. They're trying
I
to
stopped trusting them when they had Pink Lady and Jeff.
Oh my God. Wow. That's a deep cut.
I don't even think they were on CBS. I might be wrong about that one. Please don't
That's
bang
still a
it.
deep cut. That's still a super deep cut. That's crazy. That was impressive.
So question is Marjorie Taylor Greene's, I don't know if I want to call it conversion or she's been the voice of reason, which is really, really weird.
But
which is
I think
but do
she's
you buy it? All the crap that she's pulled, all from yelling at a Parkland survivor, the kid David Hogue, is that his name?
yeah,
As he's walking into the
Hogg.
Capitol, she's like calling him a coward and yelling and screaming at him, and how she behaved during the State of the Union when Biden was president, and all the other horrible crap that she's watched Trump do, and now she clutches her pearls when it's directed at her.
I think she has come a little bit more sane, but at the same time, the Republican Party has gone so far to the right that they've kind of leapfrogged over her, and as a result, she does sound like the voice of sanity in the last couple of weeks. And I don't know, maybe everyone knows that when you have a lame duck a la Raj, I believe.
That's right. There you go.
That, good night. We'll see you.
Robert Mack, ladies and gentlemen.
Drops the mic.
But,
He drops the mic.
but I think if people realize that it's a sinking ship, then they don't seem to see that they need to kiss up to him anymore. And so maybe the MAGA movement is dissipating a little bit because all of this stuff, and we'll find out when some of this Epstein stuff hits.
If
On one hand, it's nice to know that she draws the line at pedophiles. You know what I mean? Right? Like Jewish space lasers, okay, cool.
I forgot about that.
School shootings are a hoax. Okay, but pedophiles where she draws the line. At least she has some limits, right? And I'm not willing to support her or vote for her, but she can be on conditional probation on the theory that the enemy of my enemy is my third cousin. You're not my friend. We're third cousins. Like, I'm happy to see you, but I'm not loaning you any money or getting behind your whack ass schemes. But hey, dog, I'm glad you're here for the cause at the reunion or whatever. I'm not.
So you won't send any money to her campaign, for she'll be on the ballot in Georgia.
Still a loon. She's just a loon who draws the line in pedophilia.
She doesn't sound like it anymore.
To you?
But if you think,
she's a loon and a half. What are you talking about?
One thing you have to remember about Marjorie Taylor Greene is she is an insane racist who is impossibly dumb. Just impossibly dumb. So just keep and she well, the Jewish space laser stuff is, I mean, it sounds like a joke, but it's indicative of somebody who's just living in Q world. And she got upset because she's being attacked personally, and that's the only way to get through to the MAGA types is when it happens to somebody they know or love or themselves. And it's like, oh, well, I was okay with it, voting for Trump, and that, I thought I was going to get rid of criminals, but then he came after my uncle, who's an immigrant, but he's a law-abiding immigrant, and you should have known that he was going to do that before you voted for him, like the rest.
That's what he said he was going to do.
Yeah, so it's you're dealing with a weird racist hick, and Marjorie Taylor Greene, you do not under any circumstances have to hand it to her.
Yeah, I just don't buy it. Well, I'll tell you, AOC has an Instagram account, and she'll do videos from time to time. She did a video about a week ago where she said, "Don't buy it. Don't buy this conversion." She said what this is about is that Marjorie Taylor Greene wanted to run for governor.
Senator.
And she had it. She had all of the machinery set up. She had her headquarters. Had raised a little bit of money. She had her volunteers. And Trump killed it. Trump said, "I don't want you, governor. There, I don't want you."
Senator.
I believe it was it senator? Is that what
senator?
It was?
She wanted to be the
senator
for Georgia.
Senator for Georgia. Okay. And Trump shut it down. And basically blew up her operation. And AOC says that this is her turning on him. This is payback. This is payback. But she had to know, for God's sake, the way she's been chanting for him since 2015, that he by turning on him, that she was putting herself in the situation she's in right now. She's getting death.
Well, look, this woman carried a bomb to D.C. on January 6th, allegedly.
Yeah,
allegedly.
Yeah, there's a videotape of her doing it.
She's probably heard about that. You don't remember they have video.
The DNC bomber on January 6th.
The DNC bomber on January 6th. Right, but the face is obscured on the 5th. They placed the bomb on the 5th. The face is obscured, but the stature and the walk,
certain gait,
and the shoes,
sort of gait and the shoes have led internet sleuths to surmise that it could possibly be MTG at the place to be. So her feelings are probably really, really hurt, and she's lashing out because she did so many things to further the cause of racism and bullshit, and now they won't let her be the senator of racism and bullshit, and so she's really hurt about it.
But Trump has relationships with a lot of people, and good and bad, and they all fall apart. And this is just another example.
Everything Trump touches dies.
Dies. Yeah, it's a book.
Yeah.
You know, if Trump says, you know what, I was kidding, you're not that bad, she will slide right back in and sing his praises.
You're right. That's exactly what she'll do.
There's a shallowness to it. Baby pool shallowness.
He doesn't forgive and he doesn't forget. You know, that's what Roy Cohn taught him.
He's starting to forget a lot of stuff. You know, like where the Oval Office is.
There's a reason that they have these big signs that say the Oval Office and the West Wing. It's what's up, President Sundowner. What's going on?
MRI stands for Mr. I. That's me.
Yeah, I mean, who gets an MRI and doesn't know what part of their body they got an MRI? Who does? I've had MRIs before. I remember
exactly what they're looking at.
Right, right. No, on something, wherever you get an MRI. But the doctor said it's the best one he's ever seen.
The best MRI he's ever given.
The best MRI ever. His niece Mary says that his behavior is identical to that of his father's, of her grandfathers who had dementia.
Brad had the dementia. You don't say.
Surprise.
Yeah,
you don't say.
Yeah.
And it's like, where are all the people who were screaming about Biden, being old and bumbling and
he's
where
spinning
are
in
all
his
these
grave
people?
right now.
At least Biden didn't wander up to the roof of the White House and stand around for 40 minutes.
or tear the roof down.
Yeah.
To build a ballroom.
Tore down the East Wing because remembering the names of two wings was too hard for him. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Is that the implication?
Tore down the left wing. Weird.
Let's see what else have I got.
Left.
What else have I got here?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So Kash Patel's got a girlfriend, and Kash Patel.
That's why he's cross-eyed. He's always trying to keep an eye on her. Sorry, I apologize. He can't control that. You shouldn't make fun of things people can't control.
I think he can control it, but so you're okay. Voluntarily does that.
Kash Patel has a SWAT team protecting his girlfriend on our dime. Nobody's ever done that before. If a SWAT team protects his girlfriend, so actually, you got me thinking. So, is this SWAT team protecting his girlfriend or keeping an eye on his girlfriend?
Special wet ass tactics.
I was trying to come up with one.
The
mucus test, yeah.
He's also asked for a raising of the cap on the value of gifts he can receive.
Of course he has.
They all have a cap on how you can only accept.
He saw the Swiss bring Trump a kilogram of gold, right? And all of a sudden their tariffs got lowered, and I'm sure he'd like to get in on that as well.
I mean, it's so out in the open. I just don't understand why more people, especially his people, why are you not yelling and screaming when you can't afford to buy a turkey at the grocery store for Thanksgiving and you're seeing him have Gatsby parties at Mar-a-Lago when he's in the Oval Office? He's got gold and bragging about all the gold that he's got in.
Racism and sexism. Those are the two reasons.
But if it's hurting you, I mean, he's taking away your...
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They can't look at it. They can't see it. They don't understand. They've never had any sort of self-reflection or done mushrooms at a party and realized that everything is everything. They don't understand. And they don't even know. They don't even really know that they're racist and sexist. It doesn't occur to them, right?
They've never been called
racism.
on it.
They've never been called on it. It's racism and sexism. They just interviewed a Latino dude who's a U.S. citizen who speaks with an accent. He voted for Trump, and he says he regrets his vote, right? He's like, well, I didn't realize that I would also be harassed for being Latino and having an accent, but I'm a U.S. citizen. But they harass me all the time now, and so I'm really upset about that. But I bet you if they ran Kamala again, he would vote for whoever the sundowning white man was that the GOP put up because he doesn't recognize it. He doesn't understand.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? They
Mhm.
don't. They've never had to think about it, and so it's just racism and sexism for no reason. They don't know why, but that's just what they do.
Well, it's like
This
Lyndon
is that's
Johnson.
why we got
It's
Trump.
it's like Lyndon Johnson said. If you can take the lowest white man, and if you can
Yeah.
convince him that he is better than the best black man, you can pick his pockets, or he'll voluntarily empty his pockets for you. I'm
Exactly.
paraphrasing, but that's
Exactly.
that's the
Exactly.
quote.
I hate to generalize, but it's like a lot of the Latino vote that went for Trump. Now they're saying, well, I thought he was going to go after the criminals. I didn't think he was going to go after everybody. It's like, well, you're dealing with people that think that anyone who is Hispanic is a criminal.
Mhm.
That's their determination of criminality is the color of your skin,
Mhm.
and it's just it's racism down to the bone.
Well, I'll tell
It's
you.
straight
Here's
racism.
another story. I got here. FBI agents working in child sex trafficking and sex crimes.
Boy, are they!
In FBI agents working on child sex trafficking and sex crime cases in LA and other cities have been reassigned to
Yeah.
immigration to go and find, go out in the field and arrest immigrants. And they have spoken, anonymously to the press and said, they were doing things like, like To Catch a Predator kind of stuff where they're posing, the computer thing. And one of them said that they have a confidential informant who was helping them with this stuff, who they can't get to now because of the fact that they've been taking off these cases. So they've been working on these cases on their own time, on weekends and at night, because this stuff is important. And instead, no, Patel wants them out arresting immigrants.
Because they're trying to make everybody afraid all the time. They want you to be afraid to leave the house. They want you to be afraid to speak up for yourself. They want you to be afraid
To
to
pick
be
up
an
your
American,
kids at school.
to pick up your
Right.
kids at school.
I keep
it's,
looking at my phone, by the way, because I'm looking to see if there's any updates in terms of.
I haven't
what's going
seen
on
any.
with ice in Oakland. I haven't seen anything either.
Because
I was sad to see that somebody stole all the rose bushes from the rose garden in Oakland. There's a famous rose garden in the Grand Lake area, and somebody
that's right.
somebody uprooted all the rose bushes last night and killed the ones that they couldn't pull out of the ground. I was
did they really?
very
I
bummed
didn't
to
see
hear
that.
that. Yes.
That's terrible.
Anyway,
well,
that's-
Trump, ripped out.
I'm blaming ICE. I bet ICE did it.
Sure.
Oh, listen, think about it. All those roses have Latin names.
We were just doing it because we love thorns. I was going to get my wife some thorns.
Yeah.
Here's my question: When ICE, do you guys know the answer to this? I just thought about this. When ICE goes to a city, like for example, come in Oakland or going to Chicago, where do they stay?
At
Are they put up in a
the
hotel?
DoubleTree Hotel downtown in exchange for this announcement. For more information on the DoubleTree Towns and any ice project, we're going to war.com.
Where do they stay, and who cleans their rooms? That is my question. What hotel is putting up the ICE agents that
I
are
think
there?
they were having some problems in Los Angeles staying at the hotels where the maids were refusing to clean up their rooms or serve them.
Of course.
Yeah, because it's like so a little goes a long way. You don't want to piss off hotel maids.
Well, I saw that video of somebody. I think it was L.A. Was it L.A. or Chicago where they refused to let Christine?
Oh, it was
go to the
Chicago.
bathroom?
Yeah.
It was Chicago. Yeah,
Chicago.
They refused.
Can't use bathroom.
Sorry, my mistake.
In Chicago, they also tried to go into a taco spot and were surprised when they didn't get served.
Wow.
They walked into a taco joint wearing their full ICE brown shirt, mask, regalia, and the guy was like, "No, get the heck out!"
Get
Yeah,
that
And they're
out.
like, "I don't understand.
heck
We're
out."
just here to eat food after work."
And they go to a taco stand.
Are you guys really
All
dumb?
day, they go all
you
day
dumb?
harassing Latinos, and then
Yeah.
they go to.
You know what I can
taco
go for right
stand.
now is a taco. They're probably like, "Man, we've been busting to these people's houses, and their kitchens smell delicious." It's put me in
I
the
got so
mood.
hungry. I think a lot of it is too. They think that this is some sort of wrestling kayfabe where it's like, okay, well, when you punch out, it's like the sheepdogs, in the Warner Brothers sheepdogs, where they good morning, Ralph,
Right.
morning, Sam, and when they
Yeah.
punch out, they're friends. But that's not how it works anymore in the 21st century. It's like
No.
never did.
this isn't a joke. This isn't some sort of wrestling thing where you have a funny heel turn and you're all friends at getting a drink afterwards. This is affecting real people's lives, and I don't think that they get that.
Well, take a look at that. What they did in Chicago to that apartment complex, where they were trying
600
to make,
people.
600 people, old people, kids, zip tied outside at night, pulled out of bed.
Yep.
Their housing destroyed, their rooms destroyed, their apartments destroyed. And it was reported on Monday. I think Rachel Maddow had it on Monday that out of all this, and again, they had, they were TikToking and everything else because they wanted to show, what they were doing. And out of all that, 600 people, there's not a single criminal charge.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't think you're allowed.
Solitary criminal charge, and that apartment building is destroyed.
I wonder how the landlord feels about that.
Because they're federal employees, you can't charge them if they're in the line of work, something like that.
No, you can't.
There's some qualified immunity.
Yeah, probably.
Something
Probably.
like that, yeah.
Do whatever they want and they'll get pardoned. That's their plan. But the clock is ticking on the pardons because the guy that's going to pardon them is going to be gone soon.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, so we'll see if JD Vance knows how to write a pardon. But also, if you're committing a state crime, then the state can come after you guys.
That's right. That's why I said a lot of these people who Trump pardoned or tried to pardon are being dealt with by the state.
Yeah.
Let me switch gears on this before we run out of time. Bill Maher on his what is it? Random. I forget the name of his podcast. Random Club, is that what Club Random, that's what it is. We just one-on-one sit downs. It's good. I've watched a bunch. I've watched and listened to a bunch of it. It's very, very good. I do recommend it, and I'm not a super big fan of his. He said that he had to quit touring. He's decided to stop touring, and let me give you his reasons, and then I want your thoughts.
His head was too big to get on the plane.
Nice.
It was
He
that.
had a giant head, that guy. Easter Island head.
Well, he had Patton Oswalt on.
Mm-hmm.
And Patton talked about you, by the way, Blaine.
Oh, he did?
He mentioned you. He talked about when he was in San Francisco. I knew him. We all came up around the same time. And that
You were older than that.
Yeah, I'm a little older than him. When he's no, not that much. I think I'm about 2 years older than him. I think.
Okay.
Who, Patton?
2 or 3. I think so.
I'm 60 and Patton's 56.
56. All right. So I'm 5 years. I'm 5 years older than Patton.
Okay.
And so it's a great interview. It's a great, I should say, and not even an interview. It's a great conversation. So we told Patton, here's the reason that he's going to quit touring, because he said I could get shot by the left or the right. He said I feel like it's He said, let me finish.
Could he really?
Hang on a second. Let me finish. Now let's chime in. He said, I feel like it's a great choice because I don't want to be out there in this country and this political atmosphere. I could get shot by the left or the right. It's just not a good time to be out there. Then he says that he was tired of, quote, tired of being twice as funny as people who were selling twice as many tickets as me. He says, I did some great theaters, but I didn't sell arenas. And some people who did, frankly, are not that great. But, the audience is 35, 45. They don't want to see somebody 70. So thoughts on all of that?
A little big-headed again to think that he should be selling out arenas, but that's his act isn't like that. It's not an arena act. When you're talking politics, that's a whole different demographic and age. So maybe a little bit full of himself, I would say, is my initial take.
What about the danger? What about getting shot? Because I know people on the left who hate him and people on the right who hate him.
Again, you must.
Did they hate him enough to shoot him though? He's not funny enough to be shot.
Yeah, funny enough to be shot.
And also, it's a political climate that he helped to foster. It's not like he didn't have a hand in it with this show.
How so?
Because he comes up and makes these ridiculous, he tries to be even-handed, but he's just being mean. You understand? I don't watch a show enough to be able to quote all these jokes.
I don't watch a show anymore, and there are a lot of people that will not do it.
He's not. I smoked a joint with that guy. He's cool, but he's not that cool. And also, since when? Because he's a cannabis. He used to be a big cannabis activist, so we would do some benefits and some things.
Well, he smokes on the show.
This is like 15, 20 years ago. Yeah.
I mean,
he's not. Somebody told me one time, long time ago, when I was complaining about some of these same things, like these cats who are not nearly as funny as I think I am are crushing it, and I'm out here doing triple gigs, which I love triple gigs. It's not a bad thing.
Again, that's inside. The audience has no idea who you're talking about.
It's a bunch of one-night shitty one-nighters throughout everywhere, which I love shitty one-nighters. It's a weird thing, but
they're fun. They were fun.
Yeah, check them out on my OnlyFans.
Right? But But somebody told me, Jeff Wills told me this. He was like, talent doesn't have anything to do with it. Right? It's asses and seats. So I'm sure if Bill Maher could sell out an arena show, he would do an arena show. Right? And you just had to hire more security. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like if you could sell it out, you would do it. If he could sell out a countrywide 1,500 seat theater tour, he would do it. This whole I'm afraid of being shot. Stop being afraid. Hire a bodyguard. Don't be a wuss, dude. I'll go with you. I'll be big and tall and black by your side and funnier than you.
Here's the thing. The thing is, see, you made me completely lose my train of thought. Thank you very much. You made me completely,
I'm here to help.
Totally lose my train of thought, and you're the one smoking. You're the one smoking.
I worry about a comedian being shot on stage. I worry about Patton getting shot. I worry about Sarah Silverman getting shot. I think that
Laurie Kilmartin.
I think especially liberal comics, and I'm not trying to be centrist about it or anything, but I think liberal comics just make people, there's some guy out there that wants to kill them because he thinks he has to kill them, and it's
because their arguments don't hold up.
Yeah.
Right? As soon as you get beat in an argument, or you beat them in an argument, then they want to fight you. That's all they have left. They just have to physically fight you because they can't win the argument because the facts have a liberal bias. That's just how it is. That's just how it goes. The facts, all the studies, all the things you can quote at them turn out to be, if we're a little more left-leaning, things will be better for everybody. And they can't deal with that, and so then they want to fight you. That's why they want to use the word retard all the time, because it takes away from the takes away from the discussion and makes it an emotional thing. So as soon as they call you a retard, then you got to deal with that, and you're no longer talking about the thing that you're exactly right on. You
it's
understand?
Arrested Development.
It creates a whole different problem. It's like when they use the N-word when you're arguing. It's just a distraction. They want to distract you because they can't win the argument.
When I was coming up, it used to be when we were coming up, I should say, it used to be that club owners would tell you in some clubs, to work clean. They would tell you you're not allowed to swear on stage. Now I hear, and it's been years since I worked clubs, but I hear now there are some clubs who are saying, don't talk about politics.
Yep.
And the second they start dictating your material, I can understand don't cuss. Okay, fine. If you don't want me to cuss, I don't have to drop F-bombs, fine. But to tell me that the content of what it is that I'm doing, to tell me what my
not why I became a comic. It's not why I got into comic.
Listen, when I went to Riyadh, they told me that I wasn't allowed to talk about any of the princes or any of the oil well stuff. So I just did my airline material.
When I was in Moscow.
I hope you didn't bomb.
No, I bombed at the airport. That was pretty
nice.
rough.
Nice.
I shoe bombed. I had one of those underwear bombs. They call me the fruit of kaboom guy. Fruit of kaboom guy, ladies and gentlemen.
If you guys run into that, have you guys at all run into a situation where they told you not to talk about politics?
No, you know what?
Yeah,
you have.
Yeah, quite a bit. I'm in a very political area, and I'm talking about specific shows where it's a private event. It might be a company holiday party or something. When they're very particular on all sorts of stuff.
Sure.
But I just tell them, I don't take sides. I go down the middle and find a third path, and they seem to like it when I do it that way.
Yeah. I'm not super political, I don't like being told in my act. I mean, you could tell my politics from my act because it's all about weed and sex and
it's all about
quantum physics. It's not all about weed. People think like weed is the anchovies. I swear to God, you do 3 weed jokes and you're a stoner comic for life. I mean, I am a stoner comic for life, but you know what I mean. They don't. What about all the other stuff I talk about? Is that even? I have kids.
Marijuana, reefer, bombs,
right? Pot, grass,
cover dope. A lot of stuff.
Yeah, we cover a lot.
Edibles,
the
whole
dabs.
The
whole spectrum.
Yeah, my act is I've never been a political guy because when I talk about politics, I usually just kind of get angry and frustrated. And you know me, my stuff is strange, so I like to live in the strange world. But I appreciate the fact that there's guys that do that, and there's guys that do it very, very well.
Yeah.
But it bothers me when comedians are like, I'm not allowed to talk about rape. I'm not allowed to say the N-word. It's like, well, why don't you talk about something else? There's so much other stuff you can talk about besides those two things, but they get fixated on these things that they're not allowed to say, and they ignore all the things they're allowed to say.
And it's not even that you're not allowed to say it; it's that you have to be funny about it. So
Yeah.
if you say it and it doesn't get a laugh, then you're just a dick.
Yeah,
Right? Then you're just being mean.
Yeah,
you're
the
not
things
being
that you're
funny.
talking about
So
are
can you find the actual funny part of it?
People get upset by these things.
Yeah.
Robert, you were going to say something?
I was just agreeing with all of that. It's you have to own the consequences of what you say, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And being mean is easy sometimes, and being vulgar is easy sometimes. But if you don't get the response, you can't blame them for not being funny.
And a lot of these guys, especially these young guys, they'll say stuff just for shock value that goes absolutely nowhere. And I'm trying to think in what.
And there's a difference with being funny and dark with your friends in the pub or whatever, or on the street corner, and being funny and dark in a club for money on purpose. Right? Mm-hmm. There's a whole. It's a different joke. It's a different vibe. It's a different presentation. The way you say these things, that's on you to put that together.
All right, let me ask you this.
There's also a difference between dark and mean.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
But if you could do some of those topics, like I said, I can't think of any situation where there's anything that could be written that would be funny about rape. I don't see that. But if there's some way that there are people who are brilliant, who have written brilliant bits that are hysterical about topics that we wouldn't normally talk about. I was thinking about, the only rape joke I ever heard, Bobby Slayton used to do
what?
Bobby.
Mo, Pete Rose, Mo, Bobby Slayton.
Bobby Slayton had this bit. Remember that Jodie Foster movie, The Accused?
Yeah,
okay.
Country full of cleaning ladies. And think somebody would empty an ashtray.
No, that wasn't the bit. The movie The Accused was based on a true story about a woman who got gang raped on a pool table in, I want to say, in New York. Yeah. And Slayton had a bit, and he goes, it was a lawyer's bit, was the bit. And he goes, a woman got raped on a pool table by 5 guys. And some lawyers defended him. What a scumbag. Well, how do you defend somebody like that? Because what's your defense? Well, Your Honor, my client had 1 foot on the floor, so it was a legal shot. And he would get only Bobby Slayton. And he would get booed. Well, Bobby got booed for a lot of stuff, but he was, but he would,
I also saw him kill at Showtime at the Apollo. So,
but the argument is that's not a rape joke. That's a lawyer joke. He's like, what would his defense be? How do you, that was what the bit was. So it wasn't actually a rape joke. It was a joke. We can say anything about lawyers.
Yeah, of course you can.
Until we need one.
I have a very funny rape joke, but I don't do it anymore because it upsets people. There's a way to look
a little bit like this.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and it's about me. So
being raped.
Yeah,
that's funny. That's already funny.
Yeah, but I don't do it anymore because I go, I don't want to upset people. Times change, and you have to change with them. And it's you just go, it's like people that, I want to say retard. Well, you can't. You can, but you shouldn't, because it upsets people. And if you're out there to upset people, what's funny about upsetting people? I'm here to shake people up and challenge their worldview. They just came from work.
Saying retard does not challenge anybody's worldview.
Yeah, you're not challenging worldview by acting like you're in 10th
I never
grade.
thought about it that way before.
Yeah.
I never thought about using the word retard before. Wow, you've really opened my eyes to a lot of things.
Having said that, having a joke about a victim and victimizing someone is a lot different than telling a joke that happened to you, or you
are
the victim.
Yeah, that's right. Punch up.
There's a lot. I mean, it's everybody's like, you got to punch up and not punch down. Why is there punching? Why isn't anybody punching anyone? Stop punching. It's comedy. It's supposed to be fun. We're here to have a good time.
But part of that
is speak truth to power. That's the whole thing.
There's that.
Society.
As comics, we're allowed to speak truth to power.
Mhm.
So, what do you think? He wants every comic in late night to get fired and wants their shows canceled because they're all speaking truth to power and he can't handle it. Remember when Fallon was, he was on Fallon's show early on, and Fallon is jostling his hair.
Yeah,
Oh
and
my God.
all that kind of stuff. He like lost. That's when he started losing to Colbert. Was after he did that, because people were like, and then he started because he was never really political before that. Brilliant guy, really, really a talented guy.
Yeah,
Fallon.
and
Never
generally
met him.
funny.
Yeah, really is. He makes me laugh.
And
Colbert
hip.
makes me laugh. Kimmel makes me laugh. Kimmel really makes me laugh.
Kimmel's just going hard for that guy.
Yeah.
He's come a long way since the Man Show. I'll give him that.
Yeah. Or win Ben Stein's money. I think that was his first gig. Remember that gig? That
Oh
Ben
yeah,
Show?
yeah.
I
I auditioned.
auditioned to replace Kimmel on Ben Stein, and that's how I got the gig hosting Beat the Geeks.
Really?
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
I didn't get any
something
gigs.
to
It came down to me and the girl. We were the final two on that audition.
Oh, wow.
She got the part, and they told me it was because they wanted someone sexier to be his foil. And I was like, well, I can't wear the miniskirt, so whatever. But,
Ben Stein kept looking at
it
me
was a
going,
drag.
"You're very slender. You're very slender. So slender. You're very slender."
Slender,
I did
Slender. Bueller.
I did a show
Anyone?
with Ben
Slender?
Stein.
Anyone?
I did what was it? It was oh God, Alan Thicke hosted the show where you draw.
Win, lose, or draw?
Win, lose, or draw.
Win, lose, or draw. Thank you. I did that show in the '90s. They had an edition where they had. I was working at KTVU at the time, and they had an edition where they had on local television people competing against each other for charity. And I did it for the
Nice.
Davis Street Center in San Leandro. I was competing for. And
I had to
the
kickbox
guy-
Alex Bennett on that one.
The guy who I was playing against was a sports guy or something from like Tennessee or something. And what the deal is, you had two celebrities with you to help you. And the thing was is that you drew on the paper, and then the people your people on the team had tried to guess what was your drawing. And he had Melba Moore and Miss Universe were his two celebrities. I got Ben Stein and
Stephen
James J.
Hawking.
Bullock.
Jim J. Bullock from Too Close for Comfort.
Too Close for
Mr.
Comfort.
Rush.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are the two I had.
Monroe.
And we got our asses kicked because Ben Stein. I remember the only one I remember was we take turns drawing. And I remember that one of them was BB King. So I drew two B's and a crown, and Ben Stein couldn't get it.
What did he think it was?
They couldn't figure out what it was that I was drawing.
Barbie
He
Benton
lost.
is the queen. I don't
Yeah.
BB Queen,
understand.
BB Crown, BB Tiara.
Barbie points.
Oh my God!
Big Bad Royalty.
Where is he? Is he still alive? I haven't seen him in anything in years.
Ben Stein?
I don't.
Ben
Did
Stein
he?
die?
Did he die?
I don't
I don't know.
I want to say a couple years ago is what I remember.
Spock. Did he? Is Ben Stein? Yeah, I feel like I would remember if he died.
I
or
would.
not.
Yeah, maybe he's just retired. Yeah.
Don't see. We can't say retired
80
anymore.
years
Brian.
old.
Oh, by the way, Pink Lady.
No,
and
he's
Jeff
still
was-
alive. He's 80 years old.
Oh, okay.
He'll be
Oh, that's what we're
celebrating
saying. He's enjoying
his
his life.
81st birthday, November 25th.
Okay.
Wow.
So he's
Tuesday.
probably just retired and enjoying his life.
Former Nixon screenwriter, scriptwriter, or speechwriter.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. How
Yep.
did he end up, becoming the host of shows and all this stuff?
Third caller.
Third caller. He got that in tickets to
Hot
Peter
dog.
Frampton.
We have a wiener.
Only thing I ever won on radio when I was a kid was I won tickets to Peter Frampton.
Wow.
by being
Nice.
the fifth. It was like his first tour after Frampton Comes Alive, and I was like 13, and my mother wouldn't let me go.
Oh,
Ah.
My
was it
mother
at the
said-
Cow Palace? Tell me,
Yeah.
it was at the Cow Palace?
It was.
Oh.
No. It was at the Coliseum.
Oh, even better.
He was doing one night at the Oakland Coliseum, one night at the Cow Palace in San Francisco, and I won tickets for a pair of tickets for the Oakland Coliseum show.
Where'd
My
she let
mother-
you go? That's BS.
She would
My
not
mom
let
let
me
me
go.
go see
I was too young.
Survivor open for REO Speedwagon at the Cow Palace when I was 13.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
My friend
I did a show
Daryl.
with them.
My friend
REO
Daryl
Speedwagon
Knight.
or Survivor?
Survivor, never Ario
Mhm.
Speedwagon. Survivor, I did for Tony La Russa used to have these benefit shows for the Animal Rescue Foundation every year.
Yeah.
I did a bunch of them, and he would always have somebody like that. He had Dennis DeYoung from Styx one year. He
Wow.
sang
Right.
all the Styx songs, and I'm sorry, Blaine, you were saying.
Oh, I have a friend, Daryl Knight, who's a comedian, and he was doing a one-nighter in the Midwest, and Survivor was playing in town. So after the show was over, he and one of the other comics went to see Survivor, and he said they opened with Eye of the Tiger,
Yeah.
That's right.
they closed with Eye of the Tiger,
Yeah.
and the encore was Eye of the Tiger twice.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like
That's the
give,
song people want to hear.
give the people what they want.
It's a drag because you're a comic. You can't do that.
No.
You can't open with your best joke and close with your best joke, and then they want you back on stage. You come and tell your best joke. Again.
Okay, I'll do my funny rape joke again, you guys. Crazy. It's about me getting raped, so it's all right. But
See, I'll tell
don't
you-
do it anymore.
I'll tell you the thing that I hate is I've opened for 1 million people, and the thing that I hate is those that get fake encores. Those are who for example, first time I ever saw Rick Springfield, who I've opened for a bunch of times. He doesn't do this anymore, but he would, people came out because they wanted to hear Jesse's Girl live. This
Right,
is like
right.
1982.
I want to hear
And he
Mission
played
Magic.
See, this is not even a song. He has all this. He has all of this other stuff. Every other song he's ever written, he plays, and then says goodnight. So of course, all the teenage girls are stamping their feet. And, oh, did I forget something? And then come out and do it. Only real encore I ever saw where the people came out, where they actually would not leave was
Because he didn't play Jesse's Girl. Oh, Diana Ross. Oh, yeah.
Diana Ross. She went backstage and she was really. They, I guess, told her to come back out
In the car.
Well, she had on she had all these costumes and all this stuff. So
Right.
gowns, and then it was like 15 minutes. People were stamping her feet, and she comes out and she's in jeans and Uggs, and so that's the only real encore I ever saw from somebody that stature. Yeah, she's got Uggs on, and she goes, "Well, I don't have anything else to do." And then she turns to me and she goes, "Have we done a reach out? Let's do reach out." She goes, "And then you guys have to go. They're waiting for you. You gotta go." And she sings, "Does that reach out and touch somebody's hand?"
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the only
Classic.
real encore I've ever seen.
Is this an encore that we're doing right now?
Clearly. Clearly.
Because the sun is set where I live, and it's
Are you sunsetting, Robert? Is it time for you to go back inside?
Oh my God!
That's
yeah,
what
it
you
is.
got to turn on like God.
We're back east, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. So it's what is it like 5:15?
5:30. 5:30. Yeah, almost 5:30.
5:30 here. Yes, for some reason.
I hate
sun's
when
still
it
out
starts
here.
getting dark at 4:00. I just why don't they get rid of that? I mean, no. Have you ever? met anybody
This
who
really
likes
is
that?
an encore show now.
I'm setting my
Daylight
clock back
savings
tonight.
time. Are you for it or against it? Call in now.
Caller, you're on the air.
You're on there.
Yeah, it's dark where I am. Caller two, you're on the air. It's still kind of light where I am.
And we
To
used
the
to have to
Rockies.
do that on KGO. We used to have to do that if there was a report of an earthquake or a tremor, whatever we were doing, we had to stop. And people call in and tell us what it was in San Jose. Everybody in San Jose, call, tell us what you felt. Well, I had a glass that rattled on the table, and we had to do this for an hour. Just keep doing it. Tell what was it? Well, a couple of pictures fell down, and
I thought a truck went by.
yes,
It's like somebody slammed a door.
I live by the railroad tracks.
I
thought-
was in a
doing
parking
it with
garage.
my old lady. I thought she was just really having a good time.
I live below Delta Burke, and I thought she might have had a stroke.
Oh my
but
God.
she knocked on the door, and she answered. She went, "What?" And I said, "Okay, it must have been a quake."
My God.
Delta Burke. Where did that come from?
I know. I feel mean. I'm punching down on Delta Burke. I should.
All right, with that, we are in fact out of time. We'll let because it's dinner time for Robert. Anything you to plug? Anything you want to plug, Robert? You got anything coming up?
No, I have some local gigs, but I do a live stream every Wednesday before this thing. It's called Robert Mack's Virtually Funny. And all of this is on my website, robertmack.com, if you want to find out where I'm performing or see clips or see my social media junk. Thanks.
Okay. All of this, by the way, will be in the show notes for this episode. Blaine, you got anything going on?
You know what? I am delighted. I'm going to be in San Francisco this weekend, starting tomorrow through Saturday at the Punchline with the
Awesome.
almighty Dana Gould.
Oh, wow. That's a good
that's
show.
a great
It's
show.
going to be so much fun. You can listen to me play Dungeons and Dragons with my friends Brian Posehn, on the Nerd Poker podcast. And you can hear me right now on Copeland's Corner with Brian Copeland.
Dana is going to be on the show next week. We'll be on this show.
Dana?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yes. Yeah, we'll have Dana on
He's
the show. He's done it before.
A goddamn delight, Dana Gould.
Yeah, he is. He was always brilliant.
Yeah.
He was always brilliant.
Not was. Is.
Well, he still is. Well,
still is.
you know, there was an Instagram clip
He's still
of him.
alive like Ben Stein.
Yeah. He's at 80.
Gold.
I saw a
slender.
clip. I saw a clip of him on Instagram, I think, of a recent show where he had this bit where he said that Hitler was the very definition of evil. When you think of the most evil person who ever lived, you think of Adolf Hitler. And he was in the bunker, and he tried to conquer the world, and he was in the bunker for 3 days, and he got married and then put a bullet in his head. He goes, marriage is hard.
He does the best impression of a Hitler. He had a huge handlebar mustache in the beginning, and then he kind of tried to trim it a little bit on one side, and then had to even up the other side. It got a little too close, and then he had to trim up the other side. Just ended up with the little Hitler mustache. Oh my God! Oh, and his line about when he did a commercial with Bob Hope when Hope was really old.
He talked about that.
And he said, "Hey, Dana, put your arm around Bob." And he said it felt like a sweater full of light bulbs.
Ew.
Bob Hope's still alive, right?
He is again. I heard he's back.
He's 130.
He told that story the last
Wow.
time he was on. I'm trying to think what there was more to it. But he actually
Yeah,
showed
he
the
couldn't
picture.
do
He had the
that.
picture of him and Bob Hope. He showed it.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
showed it. So
Famous story.
and Gaio?
I'm doing your show New Year's Eve in
New Year's
San
Eve.
Carlos.
No, actually, the Castro Valley Performing
Castro
Arts
Valley. In Castro Valley.
on New Year's Eve. So
And
that's there.
I'll be around somewhere. Maybe I'll see you at the Punchline. With
I think I'm
Wayne
gonna go
and
see
Dana
it.
Yeah,
this
come on
weekend. Maybe I'll come into town. I don't have much to do. And find gee, I don't know. Just look around. Ask around. They know where I am.
You know who you are. All right, I want to thank you for watching, and we'll see how this goes. Maybe we'll do it live again sometime. This is an experiment. See
It's
how
hella
we
fun.
do this.
Always
So,
a pleasure, gents.
Thank you,
appreciate
Brian.
you guys
Thanks,
doing it.
Robert.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Char.
guys.
Thank you. And
All
Goto
right.
Productions.
Yes.
Shout out, Charlie.
Yes, Charlene Goto, who was one of the producers. Charlene Goto and Tom Sawyer are the producers of this show, and Charlene's the one.
What you say about his
does all the
company is
tech
what you
stuff.
say about society.
Yeah,
Sorry?
catch the spirit. He said the word is love.
Oh, the word is love. All right. Robert Mack, Blaine Capatch, and Gail Beelam.
Brian Copeland.
I thought it was just sunsetting back east. All right, so we may try this experiment again one day. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So I'm going to ask you if you like what it is that you saw, please tune in again. Normally we record on Wednesday, and the show drops on Thursday. Be sure to like and to subscribe. If you are listening to the audio version of this, please give us a 5-star review because it helps people to find the show. So I will check out next week. Until then, Dana Gould will be with us next week. So until next week, be kind to your neighbor. He knows where you live.
Good night.
Bye.
Ciao.
We're live, so I'm waiting for you to go. There you go. Everybody's got to leave, so that's why I'm told, since we're